take care of this.
Hey guys, welcome to a new guide video. Today I will show you everything you need to know in order to get started with Samira. Ability sequence on this champion: Q max first, because that is a low cooldown ability that she uses to trade and farm with. Then you max out the W second, because it is the ability that blocks projectiles, so we want to have this on a lower cooldown. E is a mobility spell and maxed out last, because this ability is already on a lower cooldown and it will reset whenever you get a takedown, so it's much better to prioritize W over this ability. And of course, put points into your ultimate whenever possible. So Samira's passive has 3 different parts to it. First of all, she has to play around the ranking system. When you hit an enemy champion with a unique attack, you will get 1 style point that can stack up to 6 times. Each stack will give a bonus movement speed, and she can only use her ultimate if she has 6 stacks. Now the second part of her passive makes her able to switch between melee and ranged form depending on how close the target is to you. If the target is within 200 range, she will automatically use a melee attack, so it's not something you have to toggle like Jace. The last part of this passive will make her basic attacks against immobilized enemies knock them up, and if she is out of range, then she will dash towards the target first and then attack. Okay guys, so when you play Samira in the lane phase, you want to start with a Q level 1 here, so that is a ranged single target ability in your range form, so you can use that to last hit with or even poke. It has a really low cooldown and only costs 30 mana, so very good to last hit with, especially if you're in a bad matchup. So this is a champion that needs a couple items and some points into her abilities before she can really start doing stuff, so early game is mainly looking to play it out passive. And your Q in melee form will be a slash in front of you. That's going to deal damage to all targets, so it's great for wave clearing, so when you want to push fast, then use it melee form. Taking the W level 2 here, so it works very similar to a Yasuo wind wall. It's going to block the projectiles thrown at you, and it has a pretty big cooldown as well, so you only want to use that against the most important abilities. So don't just randomly waste it in fights, but for example against hooks or something in the team fight and so on, that's very good to use. So we have E level 3 here, and that is our dash, and it dashes a fixed distance, so you can use that to jump over walls, for example from the Raptor camp into the lane. It works pretty much on all different camps, so you can also get from the Grump to the other side of the lane. A lot of cool things you can do with it, but main thing is the fact that it resets. So if you get a takedown in fights, then you can use E again and basically use that to get close with. This makes this champion very good in team fights. Now if you are familiar with Qiyana, then Samira can also use a similar combo. So if you dash and then you use your Q mid dash, then she will damage all targets she travels through. So it's also good for damaging multiple people in fights, because your Q will hit all of them. And it's basically a guaranteed way of hitting almost, compared to just randomly using Q, because then it's a skill shot. We're not really doing a lot here, so there's a fight going on in the river and we are not going to win that because our Yone is super low HP. Looks like he got out though, so we can just back off. We do not want to do anything yet. I'm really low HP and really low mana as well. But we can look to poke here and then cancel out his damage with a W. So keep in mind that W only blocks projectiles and not lasers. So Lucian's Q or Vilko's ultimate, those things will not be blocked out. So pretty much the same as Yasuo's wind wall. Of course, we want to build towards the Infinity Edge first, and that is because Infinity Edge has the highest damage output compared to Essence Reaver. So we always want that first, Infinity Edge, then we can go for the Berserkers, and then we can go for Essence Reaver. We want the highest AD items first, so always Infinity Edge, guys. DDI isn't really that important of a stat on Samira. First of all, her Q has a really low cooldown, so it doesn't really do that much. Her ultimate is a fixed cooldown. It means it has a fixed 3-second cooldown, static 3-second cooldown. It means that whenever you use that ultimate, then you have to wait out 3 seconds before you can use it again. Because CDI is not going to change any of that, so that's why CDI isn't the most important stat on there, but it's still nice to have because it helps with your W and your E. So now that we have a couple points into our abilities here, that's when we can start to look a bit more aggressive. Lucian is one of the strongest laners in the mid lane right now, so still want to respect it. I can look for engage here. There should actually be a kill. Okay, never mind. He's going to survive a little bit of HP, but we got their strength right there by combining different attacks, making sure they are unique. So if we had the ultimate, then he would have died straight up. So now we have the ultimate up. It's going to damage all nearby enemies, and it can crit and it will heal you. It actually heals you for an insane amount, crazy amount, because it applies the full lifesteal. So that's why we have Ravenous Hunter, and we also like to go the stance because then we're just going to heal from everything. But this ultimate doesn't have a cooldown, so it means that you can always... This gem is always ready for a fight. The main thing is that you cannot use this ultimate until you have S rank, so you want to be very experienced with the combos and know exactly when you can pull off a S-rank combo. Okay, we have 2-man gang coming in here. So it's only Pike chasing us right now. We have the W to block out his hook. There we go. Now we can look for engage. Use that E to cap close, and then we hit him in melee form. Now we have ultimate up, and then we finish off Jax. It's a very playmaking ADC we have right here. Very fun to play as well. Now, even though the same attack cannot give you stacks towards your passive, it still refreshes the duration. That is really important, so you make sure that you constantly hit people. That way you can keep the passive up, and then once you need that ultimate, that's when you can all in. Oh, top lane is struggling quite a bit this game. Bot lane is as well, and jungle also, but we should be able to carry this game out. There's no worries. There's an invade going on. I think Yone is dead. Yeah, we can't really do much here. He's too far away. Has a double buff, but we can take that back. That's a weird Jax gang coming in here. We should actually be able to look for a kill here because we almost have the ultimate up. There we go. And I can just pop it and you can see how much it shreds people. There's almost no counterplay to this ability, especially if they play something without CC. Because if you all in on Lucian, then he has no way to cancel out your ultimate, but someone like Leona or high CC champion, they can easily cancel it out and then your damage is gone pretty much. But if you manage to get that ultimate off in a fight, then you're pretty much going to win it, as you saw right here, because the DPS is just insane. And of course it can crit as well, so once we have more crit, then it will deal a crazy amount of damage. We can just keep pushing here because we have the Prion lane, we are much stronger, and we have the double buff, so you can just spam our abilities without worrying about the mana issues. Now this champion can struggle a bit with her mana pool, so that's why we like to go for Presence of Mind. That gives us mana back on takedowns, and it also gives 400 mana, I believe it was, 400 or 500, I don't quite remember, but we get that. And then we also have SS Reaver, so that is more than enough mana to make sure that you never run Noom. That's another free engage right here, so if you have enough stacks for that ultimate, you can just go straight in. And you're pretty much going to win most fights. So now we have the first core item completed, so the Infinity Edge here, so it has great synergy as an ADC, because abilities can crit. Especially that ultimate that can crit, and then we get the Berserker's Greaves. And now, since we have an attack speed item from the boots, then we can go straight for Essence Reaver. That way we have a lot of crit and a lot of AD as well. We don't really have any sustain items yet on an ADC, and it doesn't really matter because Legend Bloodline in the precision tree allows us to go for straight AD items. So we don't have to buy sustain until later on in the game. We can basically focus on getting the core items first, and then we can get the all items. He also wasted his wind wall right here, so that should be a free engage for us if we play it properly. He has Jax coming in, so we need to pull them in first. Try to stack that passive with this S-rank system. Get that going, then we just blast them. There we go, S-rank. As you can see, if you get CC'd in the middle of your ultimate, then it is going to cancel it out. Got the shutdown bonus, and Pyke somehow missed his ultimate, I don't know how, but that's good for us, then we don't lose that. We also have a massive bounty, so we don't want to get that over for free here. Now we can push the wave out, and then we can either push for tower, we can recall it. We have a lot of gold, we can get a BF sword here. Pyke is defending, so we might as well recall. So the main thing about this champion is how to play around that ultimate and the ranking system. You have to be very... you have to know the combos and know exactly how many... what grade it will give, so you're always prepared to use that ultimate whenever a fight starts. There's an invade going on in our jungle, so we need to follow up. Oh, nice double knock-up. We can engage and use that W to block out Tristana's damage. There we go, and she's just gonna disappear like that, so we have a 1000 bounty going straight to us. And the kill should be going over to us because we are the main carry of the team. We have a lot of carries, but we are the fit one, so it is us who has to carry right now. You can use that E to get close with, like I did here. Just be careful though, because if you use it like that, then you won't have any mobility spell left. Unless you get a takedown somehow, then you can use C to escape again, so always keep that in mind. Another invade going on. So people are stacked up, so it looks really good for ultimate right here. Going in, he's going to die right here. As we heal for a lot right now. And we haven't even finished half of our items yet, so just wait until you have a lot of crit and a lot of AD, then you're going to heal for even more. Now we have the Essence Reaver. Cooldown reduction, as I mentioned earlier on, is not really that important on this champion. Q has a low cooldown and ultimate is a static 3-second cooldown, so CDR doesn't change any of that. But you still want this item for the crit and the AD bonus. This is a free kill on Lucian, he is 2-0 extended. And your name managed to bait him in, so get another kill here and then we can push out this wave. Sure that you also farm here, it is really important, so you don't fall behind in XP and gold. Rest of our team is getting stomped though, but we should still be able to carry if we pull off a team fight, because I have insane amount of damage that nobody from that team can match. And because I have that W, then I can also deny Tristana. So I can actually burst her way faster than she can burst us. Yeah, they're gonna get the Drake here, but we can look for engage. I have a lot of damage, so we can one-shot the Tristana. Like I did right here, that is just insane. Then play for that ultimate, S-rank. Morgana got a really nice ultimate off, so that's pretty much a free triple kill right there. So now we have a lot of gold, so we can buy another great item. We need a bit more gold for the Phantom Dancer though. As you can see, this champion is really fun to play once you start getting a couple points and items. He has insane amount of sustain in the team fights, and one well placed ultimate can easily solo win the entire fight for your team. Now we have enough gold for the Phantom Dancer, so we definitely need to base. We can block out his hook here with a W. I guess a lot of people. Got one kill right there and Tristana pushed us out of ultimate, so we didn't get that killed. But of course CC cancelled out your ult, so before you use it you want to keep in mind what kind of CC abilities the enemy team has, and then you play around that. Now we have the Phantom Dancer, so another crit item, so now we are at 75% crit. Which is extremely good for our ultimate and the rest of our damage as well. The passive part of Phantom Dancer is also really good because it gives you a shield when you're low HP, so it can counter a lot of damage you're receiving. I'm just constantly going mid here. We really want to group if possible, so we can use that lead I have. Pretty much the entire enemy team is fed and I'm the only fed guy from our team. The rest of them are losing, so if we want to make use of my lead, then we need to group and try to force a team fight. Yasuo here right now. You can try to poke him with the Qs. Especially that crit actually hurts a lot, so your Q barely dealt any damage in the early game, but right now it's going to deal a lot. Okay, Jax got the Herald, so I assume he will be pushing in the side lanes. As you can see, this champion is able to play really upfront and aggressive because of that W, so you can poke people and then deny their damage with a W. You can look for engage here and Pyke is one shot. Well, Samira is very good against squishy comps. Her ultimate just shreds them completely because it can crit, so very strong champion to pick. Just be careful of not picking into full CC comps, because then you will never get to use your ultimate pretty much. Take down this tower. We really want to play for the objective as well. Oh, I don't want to tank it. Okay, I lost that PD passive, but it's okay. So now Jax is pushing topside. He has the Herald right now, so I need to recall. And now we want to build towards the next core item, which is the Distance. Get the distance because Samira is a champion that's in the middle of the fights and the team fights because of her ultimate. She needs to be in close range. And this item basically denies burst because the damage you receive will be dealt over time instead. And it also has a lot of sustain built in, so you can heal up before you take that damage basically. And since that passive also heals from all damage sources, works extremely well with that kit and ultimate as well. So we have Legend Bloodline, we have Ravenous Hunter, we have Dust Dance, so we have insane amount of sustain. So if we ult in a single team fight, then it's only gonna take like 1 or 2 seconds and then we have full HP again. Yeah, Kali got the shutdown Yasuo, that's actually fine. I have a lot of kills as well, so my teammates need something so they can catch up. We need to rotate bot here. I need to go mid actually because they have Tristana and Pyke pushing. I am low HP, so I need to watch out for the hook. I can actually fight these guys, but I need to heal up first, so I attack the minions here so I can heal up. Getting a lot of HP back because I have the Legend Bloodline. There we go. Oh, there's a hook coming in, need to flash here. You can look for engage, block a damage with a W, so I actually blocked her ultimate right there if you saw it. So that allowed me to win the fight because I would not be chain CC'd at that point. And if I get that ultimate off in the fight, then I'm just going to win it. And Legend Bloodline is actually feels so good to have. You have that sustain right there. So if I didn't have it right now, then I would not have healed back up that fast. I still have Ravenous Hunter, but Legend Bloodline is what works off of your auto attacks because it is lifesteal. So by hitting those minions, I was able to heal back up because of that rune right there, and then I could trade back. So that rune is actually really good on crit ADCs because it allows them to go straight up for damage instead of sustain, and then you can get the sustain afterwards. Yes, we don't really have vision around the Baron, so that's a problem for us because they could sneak it at any time. But it looks like I'm getting the rip off. It'd be really nice because I'm the most fit member on the team, so I have to be the one to carry. Oh nice, I got the rip off. Great team, even though they're behind, they're still trying to win the game. And that's all we need pretty much. It doesn't matter that they get stomped, as long as they're trying, then we can actually win. Let's pick up the Yasuo right there, because we don't want to let them split push for free. Going melee form against the Yasuo is a really good idea, because then his wind wall doesn't do anything. We got that Morgana shield right there, so they can't cancel out my ultimate. Now we have to rotate back mid, because they are pushing all different lanes, so we have to follow that. Since we are behind, we have to be the ones reacting to their stuff. But if we want to play this properly, then we need to go 5 mid as a team, because then we can abuse the lead I have. But if they keep split pushing in the side lanes, then I can't really do anything. Of course, the last item here, guys, is if they have a lot of armor or something or healing, then you can go for the Immortal Reminder. If they have a lot of AP, then you can get a Morph, the MR item. If they have a lot of CC, then you can get QSS. But most of the time you'll probably be getting a Immortal Reminder, because at this stage they normally have a lot of healing and armor. They don't have in this game, so Guardian Angel is actually a lot better choice right here, because if they somehow get a kill or engage on me, then I have that extra shield that can basically revive me. Because since they are full AD, then the armor also becomes a lot more valuable in this game. That's why we'll probably be going for the Guardian Hunter here, so that adds a lot of extra safety for us, so we can look for engages and not worry about getting killed at the point. So really good item to have this game. Okay, look for fight here, melee range. If we get that ultimate off. Oh, he hit the knock up. As you can see, if you get hit by CC, then that ultimate will cancel out immediately and then they can turn on you, so really try to keep in mind what they have that could potentially stop you in a fight and then play around that. For example, if they have a Leona with an ultimate, then you want to wait for it to use it on your teammates. You just have to be patient, so you just auto attack for that time. Once you stop the CC, then you can go in with your ultimate and just shred everyone. Oh, nice ult. Akali going in. I think Akali is going to die here because she's super far behind. Yes, she is. Should be dead, I think, Yasuo. Great. Ashe has much higher DPS than Lucian, even though she's super far behind. He heals for a lot as well, so fight is turning out alright. Okay, actually, no mind. Looks like my team is going down here. Tristana is also really fat. I probably won't be able to make it in time here. There's no chance. There's a triple kill going on to Tristana. She is very fat as well, but we can easily win the 1 vs 1 fight because of that W right there, so we can block out all her damage. We can go for an engage here, but it's probably really risky. I think they are camping in the brush and then they could try to cheese me, so it's better to play that safe. The dragon is spawning and Jax is pushing bottom side, so he's 100% going for that Drake right now, so I want to be there. Because we don't want them to be able to take the soul afterwards. And he's really low XP compared to us, so we should be able to win that easily actually. Flash is down, we're going to win this for sure. We are really low HP though, so it is risky. We can poke him, but we can't do anything in the fight at the moment because we're really low HP, so we can heal up from that blue buff. We have Dust Stance, Legend Bloodline, so healing back to full just from a blue buff, and then we can engage right here. So we can look for a cool ultimate. There we go, got their strength, straight up one-shotting people. Use that E reset on takedown, and there we go. So that's a triple kill right there. So as you can see, Samira is really mobile in fights if you can get a takedown. Pretty fun champion to play that I can highly recommend. And the FF, so that was the Samira guys, so do hope this was helpful, and as always, thank you so much for watching.